Coordinate. Yeah, like Emily said, my name is Megan Wilcox, and I am a sales manager with Virgin Voyages. I actually think I have one of the best jobs because I get to work with incredible people like Emily, and I get to work for a really incredible company and just overall brand. And the product is absolutely amazing. You guys are going to have a crazy and amazing and epic time when you sail with us in October, or in not October. I was just there in October, in August of next year. Just a few kind of housekeeping items as we kind of go through the presentation. If you have questions, definitely feel free to put those in the chat box. I will get to them at the end of the presentation. And then if you do need to leave and then hop back on, no worries. I'll get a notification that you are in the waiting room and I will be able to let you in. But to kind of get things started, I wanted to really point out the different points of differentiation with Virgin Voyages. We are not like any other cruise line in the industry, which is like very exciting, but can be kind of daunting for some people as well. But the best thing about Virgin is we are going to be adults only. There are no kids on board any of our ships. We are 18 and up. However, you're not going to find a bunch of 18 and 20-year-olds on our ships. Our demographic is really special. It's really unique, and I think it's probably one of the best demographics out there. We're also going to have a really incredible food and beverage program on board. Our team partnered with Michelin-starred chefs when curating our culinary program, so there was a lot of thought and care put into the food and beverage scene. So you're going to get to have some amazing cocktails, amazing beverages, and eat food that is absolutely top-notch and unlike anything else you think you could probably eat on a cruise line. We're also going to be a really inclusive environment. We really want to celebrate our sailors, regardless of what they look like, where they're coming from, how they identify. We want to make sure that everyone has a really great time and that you can feel really comfortable and authentic in your own skin when you sail with Virgin. So I personally love that. I love the diversity on board, and it's always fun to meet so many different people from so many different places around the world. And so I think our sailors really just kind of give this like incredible and special vibe and kind of atmosphere to our ships. We're also going to have really amazing crew service. We know that crew is a big part of the overall experience, and our crew love taking care of our sailors when you are on board. You're going to get to know them. They're going to love sharing their stories with you. They're going to want to hear more about you. And if you choose to sail with us time and time again, you will likely see them frequently across our entire fleet. And then last but certainly not least, our unique yacht-inspired design. Our ships are all new builds out of Italy. They're really, really beautiful. We really did away with a lot of the kind of larger auditorium style spaces that you'll see on board other ships. We wanted to cultivate smaller, more intimate spaces on board. So I think it really lends itself to the fact that the ships never feel quite as full as they potentially could be, just because we were very smart about the design of our ships. When it comes to your voyage fare, we're not here to nickel and dime you. We want to make sure that you get really great value when you sail with Virgin. And so all of our voyage fare is going to come with an additional $1,000 worth of extras already included. So you're going to have all food included, including specialty dining. There's no additional upcharge to eat at one of our specialty dining restaurants. We're also going to include all tips and gratuities, basic Wi-Fi, group fitness classes, shows and entertainment. And then last but certainly not least, essential drinks. So that's going to look like still and sparkling water, drip coffee, tea, non-pressed juices, and sodas. So there's no additional drink charge, just to have those things that you feel like you should have when you're on vacation, which I personally really, really appreciate. And there's nothing worse than feeling like you have to go on a scavenger hunt to find water at the end of the day. And at Virgin, you definitely don't have to do that, which is really, really great. And if you're someone who is just, wants a Diet Coke, and doesn't really drink, you're not going to have to spend really anything extra, which is really, really great. We've got 4 ships in our fleet. 3 are currently at sea. We've got our beautiful Scarlet Lady, Valiant Lady, Resilient Lady, all sailing in the water around the globe. We're embarking out of Barcelona, Athens, Miami, San Juan, Puerto Rico, Portsmouth in the UK. And then we're going to be bringing our 4th ship online in 2025, which we're very excited about. So if you have an incredible experience in August next year and you're like, I can't wait to sail on Virgin in late 25 or into 2026, 2026. Brilliant Lady is going to be a really great option for you. She's got some really incredible itineraries on the East Coast, as well as an epic voyage through the Panama Canal. And then also we'll be sailing in Alaska in 2026. So lots of great places for you to go. But the itinerary we are here to talk about this evening is going to be our amazing 7 night Greek island glow itinerary embarking August of 2025. It'll run August 3rd through the 10th. And this has got some really incredible ports in it. One of the things that I think Virgin does very, very well is the fact that we are featuring late night and overnight stays on a lot of our different itineraries. Why this should be exciting for you is because did I undo screen share? I don't know what I just did. So sorry. There we go. So lost my train of thought. You're going to get to experience these amazing ports of call longer than some of the other people that are cruising in these ports, especially during the high season in Europe. You can see here we're starting in Athens. Obviously, lots of history, lots of culture in Athens. I definitely recommend getting there a few days early and really soaking up the local scene. You're You're going to spend day 2 in Santorini. And let me tell you, Santorini is so beautiful. I definitely recommend going into Ia and doing some different things on the other side of the island, but it is very, very picturesque, absolutely beautiful. I went there for the first time earlier this year. And the great thing about us being in Santorini is that we are going to be there later than the other cruise ships. So that means that you're going to have additional time to get down the cliff face, whether that be walking or whether that be taking the cable car down. You're not going to have to be in a super long line, which is great. You're going to go into Rhodes. You're going to go into Bodrum, which has phenomenal shopping, another late night stay in Bodrum in Turkey. And then you're going to be at sea for a little bit before you head into Mykonos. Mykonos, known for its nightlife. It is absolutely beautiful. It's got incredible views, really, regardless of where you go on the island. And the great thing about our stay in Mykonos is we are doing an overnight, which means you guys get to soak up all of the nightlife and everything that you possibly could want to do. Dance until the sun comes up, dance till the middle of the night, and get back to the ship. Whatever floats your boat, you can do in Mykonos. Really great shopping. Again, great views. Absolutely beautiful destination before heading back into Athens before you disembark and head home. I did pull this pricing as of today, just before I got on this webinar. You can see here that we've got 5 different price points. This is going to be based on up to 2 people. In each of these cabins, it is per cabin pricing, but it is dependent upon up to 2 people. So whether you have 1 person in a sea terrace or 2 people in a sea terrace, that $41.92 is still going to be the price. But you can see here we've got insiders starting at just over $33.50, sea views just under $3,800. Those sea terraces, which are going to be our balcony cabins, and my preferred recommendation is going to be just under $4,200. And then if you want to live the suite life with either our Rockstar or Mega Rockstar suites, you can see you're just at about $8,400 for a Rockstar and just over $19,000 for our Mega Rockstar. Don't worry, we'll get into cabin categories in just a few more slides, but I wanted you guys to be aware of price points. Emily is going to be a great resource for you in navigating different cabin types and cabin categories and really working with you on your budget as to what's going to be the best cabin option for you. So definitely make sure that you reach out to her if you get super excited by the end of this presentation and want to be sailing with her in August of next year. When it comes to our sailors, our sweet spot's really going to be that mid-30s to mid-60s demographic. Really, really great group of people. Really gives, I think, a very special and fun and just like I don't even know how to explain it, but it's just the best vibes on board. Everyone just wants to have a good time. They just want to, really soak up the experience. They love not being around kids. And so it's just a really, really special population. Our average sailor is going to be in their late 40s, early 50s, just kind of depends on the voyage. But it tends to fluctuate within that like late 40s, early 50s. Our sailors are going to be more young at heart. They're open-minded. They love to travel and they don't like being told what to do. But at the same time, they don't want to sacrifice style as well. So they love our ships because because they really get to take advantage of it. We have no formal nights, no stuffiness on board, no dress codes. But if you want to dress up, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to. And so our sailors really do love that. We also are not going to have on overhead announcements on board. So you're not going to be, told by the cruise director to go to the promenade for a dance party. We don't even have a cruise director. So it really is a choose your own experience on board. There's nobody, hounding you to get your photo taken every which way you look. There's no art auctions or anything like that. So it's just a really, really great experience, I think, overall, that really just allows you to kind of do what you want, don't do what you don't want to do, and really just enjoy your vacation. We tend to find that our sailors fit into one of about four different archetypes or a blend of a couple or all of these. And so we'll kind of talk about the onboard experience through these four lenses. We've got the foodie, the wellness enthusiast, the adventurer, and then the socialite. Starting things off with the foodie, these are going to be those of you who choose your travel destinations or your experiences based on the types of cuisine that you can have, or the different food experiences that you can participate in. And like I was mentioning before, Virgin Voyages is definitely a foodie's dream. Not only are we going to incredible destinations where you do get to soak up like the local cuisine and the local experiences, but you're also able to have a really phenomenal food and beverage experience on board. I mentioned that our restaurants were curated with Michelin-starred chefs. And so we have no buffets, nor do we have any main dining room on board. It truly is going to be mostly specialty dining, where we have a lot of different types of restaurants with their own unique flair and flavor. So you're going to get really, really top-notch, high-quality food every moment of the day when you sail with us. We're going to watch a quick video, and then I'll go over the different restaurant options. All right. I know at least out here in California where I am at, it is about dinner time. So if that didn't get you hungry, I don't know what will. But as you can see, incredible food. I love that video. I think it does such a great job of showcasing our different restaurants and eateries. But we've got 6 specialty dining restaurants for you to take advantage of. And like I was mentioning before, there is no additional upcharge to eat at any of these 6 restaurants. There's nothing worse than feeling like you have to pay an arm and a leg just to have marginally better food when you're cruising. And at Virgin, you definitely don't have to do that. So we are going to kick things off with one of, I think, my personal favorites, just because it's just such a fun experience and atmosphere. We've got Gunbae, which is our Korean barbecue restaurant on board. I believe we're the only ships at sea with Korean barbecue. And so we have very innovative technology with the different grill plates and all of that. But the reason why Gunbae is so fun is because you're seated with other sailors. So it's a great option for group dining if you don't want to be sat with other sailors that you don't know. But we start the meal off with a fun little drinking game. And my goal is always to be the loudest table in the restaurant, just because it's very fun, and your chef will explain it to you. And it's just very much something to look forward to. Your chef is also going to do all of the cooking for you. In my personal life, I never go to Korean barbecue because if I'm going out to dinner, it's because I don't want to cook. And so I love that our chefs will do all of the cooking for you. I always recommend getting one of everything and doing it family style, just because there's so many great things to eat at Gunbae. But if you're not interested in Korean barbecue or an Asian fusion kind of restaurant, we've got other options. Extra Virgin was probably my very first favorite when I first started working for Virgin Voyages. Early last year. It is our upscale Italian restaurant on board. They make one of the best Aperol spritzes. If that's kind of your vibe, you guys are going to be in the Med in the summertime, so it's definitely going to be a hot drink choice. You're going to start the meal with a beautiful charcuterie board. We've got great starters, great mains, fantastic pasta. We fresh make our pasta throughout the voyage. We have a great oxtail pasta, a great carbonara bucatini, and then you can end the meal with the tableside affogato dessert card. So it's absolutely incredible. Pink agave is, I would say, probably one of our top faves across the board when it comes to our sailors who have sailed with us once or even 10 different times. It is our elevated Mexican restaurant on board. Really takes a lot of its inspiration from the street food scene of Mexico City. It's got very interesting and I think fresh and unique takes on classic Mexican fare. One of the best dishes at Pink Agave is the steak, and it's one of the best steaks I think I've had on board. Extensive tequila listing, so for any tequila connoisseurs out there, you got a lot of options, including a variety of mezcal options. And then probably one of the few places around the world where you're not going to get charged an arm and a leg to consume as much guacamole as you want. So Pink Agave is definitely not to be missed, and it's got an iconic entrance as well. So it's a great photo op. We also have Test Kitchen, which is going to be great for those of you that are self-proclaimed foodies or more adventurous eaters. It is our six-course tasting menu where you know one ingredient of each of those six courses. It can change throughout the voyage, so you've got some opportunity to try some new things. But it is very innovative, very immersive, and very much an experience. So sorry, my dog is going a little bit crazy. Very, very interesting. You can do a beer, wine, or cocktail pairing. I highly recommend the wine pairing. I've done it before and it was absolutely lovely. For those of you who are picky eaters or mac and cheese and chicken nugget kind of people, Test Kitchen will not be for you. But for those of you that do like to try something new or really like those very innovative Michelin-starred restaurants, that's going to be a really great option. Razzle Dazzle and the Wake are a little bit different than the other restaurants on board because they also offer a brunch. Razzle Dazzle is going to be our more veggie forward option. Really, really great fresh dishes. So if you're someone who likes to eat more plant-based or vegan or vegetarian, that's going to be a hot spot for you. They do a great tuna carpaccio that I just dream about, and they have this green goddess salad that I just can't wait to have when I'm on board literally in a week from today. So I'm very excited about that. Um, They've got what they call a naughty menu as well for those of you who don't want to sacrifice your carnivorous options. Incredible fried chicken, incredible burger. They do a Nashville hot cauliflower, which is kind of fun. And then their brunch is absolutely amazing. They're really known for their bacon, which is kind of a peppery maple syrup, kind of sugared bacon. That's very, very good. The Wake is going to be our steak and seafood option. Again, it also does brunch. Think about the Wake though for more, I would say like classic American brunch where you've got eggs Benedict, French toast, things like that. And then you've got incredible starters at the Wake, honestly. Their mains are amazing, great fish, great steak options, but I think the desserts are really what shine at the Wake. And the best part about brunch at Virgin Voyages is even on disembarkation day, we are not kicking you off the ship until 10:30 a.m. So you can schedule a brunch reservation before you head home, which many people do not do. So we love that we get the opportunity to give you that and are not kicking you off the ship, at like 7 o'clock in the morning. For more casual options or lighter fare options, maybe for breakfast or lunch or kind of that happy hour time slot, we have a number of other eateries for you. The dock and the dock house, located at the aft of the ship, one of my favorite places to go as you are leaving port in the afternoon. It's got a great Mediterranean-inspired menu, lots of great skewers. They also do have a mezza cart that comes around, so there's some really great like hummus options as well. We've got the pizza place, which is going to be fresh made to order wood-fired pizzas, and it's open from noon to 2 o'clock in the morning. And let me tell you, it is popping from that midnight to 2 a.m. hour. People getting that late night notion to maybe prevent that hangover the next day, or because they just went and ate at Test Kitchen and they're like, I'm still a little bit hungry, so I'm going to get some pizza now. Really, really great. I eat at the pizza place far more often than I would care to admit, but absolutely delicious. We've got the Sun Club Cafe, great for that afternoon lunchtime fare, poke bowls and bao buns. The Social Club is going to be great for a sweet treat, salty bite, or boozy milkshake. The Grounds Club is going to be our onboard coffee shop. We feature Intelligentsia coffee on board. They've got great pastries there, just absolutely incredible. And then last but certainly not least, and really a nod to our cheekiness at Virgin Voyages, is going to be our ice cream shop. It's one of Sir Richard Branson's favorite places to go. and it is called Lick Me Till Ice Cream. Very, very fun, very hilarious, and a really great option for a great sweet treat. We will fresh make those ice creams throughout the voyage as well. We will always include a dairy-free ice cream flavor, a sugar-free ice cream flavor, and also a gluten-free cone for people with any kind of dietary restriction. So we try to take our inclusive, you know, our inclusivity pillar really to as many opportunities as we can, food included. Now you're probably wondering, well, Megan, what about drink packages? So Virgin Voyages does things differently, particularly when it comes to beverages. We are a wellness focused brand, and so we want to make sure that sailors are having a great time on vacation, but they're not being a little bit too crazy, as you can be when you have an unlimited supply of alcohol. And so our kind of response to that was bar tab. Drinks at Virgin Voyages that are specialty drinks, which is going to include mocktails, cocktails, wine, beer, smoothies, and pressed juices, are all going to be paid by the drink. Now, what matters is how it's paid for when it's paid for by the drink. We have three different options. First is going to be card on file. Second is going to be just traditional onboard credit. And third, and my personal recommendation for you, is going to be bar tab. Bar tab is purchased per sailor, and is going to be you can pay for any beverages with bar tab. You can pay for your friends' beverages if you want. You can buy them around and be a very kind and generous person. And you can see here we have different tiers for your voyage. It is something that you prepay up to 48 hours prior to getting on board the ship. But we're also going to give you greater purchasing power when you prepay for one of these bar tabs, which is great. So greater purchasing power, making your dollar stretch a little bit further. And it's really, really great because if you say Emily and I are traveling together and we're staying in the same cabin, maybe she's not as much of a drinker, or she's choosing to not really be as much of a drinker. And I'm like, woo, I'm going to go party. I can get a drink. I can get a bar tab. Emily doesn't have to get one, even though we're staying in the same cabin. We both can get one. We both don't have to get one. It's really, really flexible, which is great. So for people who have cruised a lot, you know that typically you do have to have the same drink package as your traveling companion. And with Virgin Voyages, you don't have to, which is really, really great. It's always a little bit convoluted and hard to explain. So if you guys have questions, definitely please put those in the chat. The next question I usually get is going to be, well, what about prices? And so again, at Virgin Voyages, we're really trying to not gouge you when it comes to those prices. Beers are probably going to start around $6, $7, maybe be a little bit higher if it's a craft brew. Your cocktails, I would say spirit and mixer, probably going to range anywhere from 9 to 11 or 12. Your cocktails, like your espresso martini, for example, going to probably be about $15. But I would say typically our specialty cocktails are in that $12 to $15 range as well. And then 42% of our wines are under $10 a glass. Best thing about this is there's no check you have to sign. There's nothing that says I acknowledge that I'm adding 18% additional gratuity. None of that. The prices that you see is the price that you pay. It is inclusive of everything, including taxes, tips, fees, what have you. There's nothing additional extra that you have to pay on top of that, which is great. Quick little video of everything you can use your bar tab to pay for.
Cheers to
All right. Another little glimpse into the ship experiences and the ship itself. Moving on to our wellness lovers. These are going to be those people who either want to make sure that they get their sweat on when they're on board and they don't lose their fitness routine, or those people who really want to make sure that they are really relaxing and recharging when they're on vacation. It looks different for all of us, but we've got a number of different opportunities for you on board depending upon how you define wellness in your own personal life. You can see here just on this one slide, lots of different variety. But we are very much a wellness focused brand. And so we very much like to embody the kind of, relax hard and play hard as well. And so that is very much evident with our wellness program. We're very proud of the fact that we won the Best Onboard Wellness Program at the WAVE Awards this year. And I never really highlight as many awards as we've actually won, but I want to set you guys at ease with the fact of even though we are a new brand in the cruising world, we are award winning really across the board, which I think is just amazing because it really does speak to the onboard experience that we're able to provide for sailors like yourselves. When it comes to different activities or different things that you can do to practice wellness, we have a number of different group workout classes. You saw the bungee photo in that initial slide. We've got our outdoor court. It functions mostly as like a basketball court, but if you're a pickleball aficionado, we do pickleball. That's where our dodgeball tournament happens. We have the B complex, which is our state-of-the-art gym. We do spin classes, yoga classes, not really mindfulness. It's more like meditation classes. Really does run the gamut in ways that you can sweat. If you're feeling really ambitious, we even have like, I think a core workout. You will never catch me doing a core workout class on vacation, but we have it for those of you that want it, because I know there are those. But when it comes to the more relaxing spaces, I want to highlight our Redemption Spa. We have our thermal suite, which you can purchase either a day pass, which is a 3-hour pass, or you can purchase a voyage long pass, where you can take advantage of the saunas, salt rooms, plunge pools, all of that great stuff, and really just soothe your muscles and just really take some time for yourself in those calmer spaces. We also have the opportunity to get massages and get facials. If you want to get a blowout, if you need to, freshen up your fade at our barbershop on board, you can. One of my personal favorite places to go is the Tune Up, which is that bottom right photo. That is our onboard nail salon. The pedicure chairs, which are featured there, face these beautiful floor to ceiling windows, and most incredible views I think I've ever had while getting a pedicure. So I love that. We have a small med spa on board as well. So it really does run the gamut of things that you can do to really make sure that you are, kind of recharging yourself to be at your most prime when you leave your vacation. Moving on to our adventure lovers, we want you to experience our incredible ports of call. This itinerary that we're talking about today, this Greek island glow, you're going to amazing places. You're going to Santorini, you're going to Bodrum, you're going to Rhodes, you're going to Mykonos. We have a lot of different ways for you to adventure in those various ports. And so when it comes to our shore excursion program, we want to provide a lot of different avenues because we know that people have different preferences when it comes to the things they want to see and experience and all of that. Our shore excursions range from being relaxing opportunities. So maybe you want to do a beach club in Mykonos or you want to do a beach club in Santorini or something like that. You can do that. We've got energetic options. We've got cultured options. A very, I would say, popular shore excursion that we have in Mykonos in particular is we partner with this woman who opens up her home to our Virgin Voyages sailors and does a cooking class with them. And then you get to have some Greek wine as part of it as well. We've got daring options, once in a lifetime sustainable. We try really hard to make sure that you have a wide variety of things to choose from when you are going into these amazing destinations around the globe. And we also want to make sure that we're able to meet the needs for sailors regardless of their mobility as well. So we do have a lot of fully accessible and partially accessible shore excursions. So definitely make sure that you work with Emily on that if you have any types of mobility needs, and she'll be able to assist you. But lots of different ways for you to adventure, whether adventure to you looks like trying a new dish, ATVing in the Dominican Republic, or anywhere in between and beyond. So lots of great opportunities to see the world through Virgin Voyages. Last but certainly not least, our socialites. This is the category that I find that I fall into the most when I am traveling. These are going to be those of you that are the lives of the party. Love to soak up all of the different entertainment options. You want to feel that palpable energy, and you just really want to kind of immerse yourself in the entertainment, maybe make some new friends along the way, or just be a witness to all of it. We're going to watch a quick video and then we'll dive a little deeper. I love that video because I think it does such a good job of showcasing the truly wide variety of things that you can do on board, the different entertainment options. So, start talking about some of those different shows and more, I would say, general entertainment options that we have. Virgin Voyages is very original when it comes to its entertainment. The shows that you will find on board, you will truly find nowhere else. And one thing I love about shows entertainment at Virgin is that everything is really designed to break the fourth wall in some kind of way and invite you, an audience member, into the entertainment experience. Whether that is literally getting up on your feet and dancing around the room during our Untitled Dance Party show thing, which is featured in that top right photo, or just cheering on your team in Dual Reality, which is a Cirque du Soleil meets West Side Story modern retelling of Romeo and Juliet. Seriously, you are broken up into like sharks versus jets types of vibes. It's very, very immersive and very, very beautiful and just very, very different than anything I've experienced on other cruises that I've been on. We just have such a wide variety of different things, and it's just a very unique. You're going to see things that you probably would never think that you would see on board. We've got lots of ways for you to really just, I think, immerse yourself in the onboard experience, particularly in the entertainment sector. Outside of shows, we have a number of other ways for you to fill your time. Sometimes people are like, well, am I going to be bored? And I'm like, you're probably going to get decision fatigue because there's so much to do, truly. We've got the groupie, which is our private karaoke rooms. So if you don't want to do karaoke with everyone, don't worry, you can challenge your friends to your own sing off and the groupie. Very, very fun. We do have a small Las Vegas style casino on board that is complete with table games and slots. We have the social club, which is where you can meet new people. We'll stream, any kind of sports games there. There's board games, card games, shuffleboard is found there. The entrance to the arcade is found there. We also do trivia there, which is a lot of fun. The arcade is going to be great for those of you that really kind of want to reminisce about your childhood or really just like let your inner child out. And the best thing about it is that you can leave your quarters at home. It is complimentary for all sailors to use, which is great. So you don't have to wait for, an 8-year-old to be done playing 3 hours of Street Fighter or Pac-Man or something like that. So you can just play to your heart's content, which is amazing. We also have some big ship-wide events or parties on board. We have our Scarlet Night, which is probably our hallmark event across our entire fleet on every single voyage around the globe. This is where the whole ship activates red. We encourage all of our sailors to don their splash of red. And we have different activations, different pop-up shows, different things that happen that really just kind of revolve around this story of the goddess of the sea and her sailor lover. It's very, very fun. It's very unique, very innovative, and it ends with a huge show and dance party out at the pool deck. And yes, people do jump in the pool in their Scarlet Night outfits. The energy is truly unmatched. You just can't help but have a good time. I don't know how the DJs hit it every single time, but the music is always so good. Scarlet Night is absolutely not something to be missed. For those of you who are early to bed, early to rise types of people, get your nap in on Scarlet Night. I don't want Emily to come back to me and say, Megan, so and so didn't make it to Scarlet Night, because then I'll make you get on another ship and make you go to Scarlet Night. But Scarlet Night, not to be missed, absolutely fun and truly, I would say probably one of the most Virgin Voyages things that we have on board the ship. We also have a PJ party to commemorate the voyage. This happens on night one. Every single voyage. It's very, very fun and not as risque as you might think it could be. People go all out. Even during the holiday time, we do an ugly Christmas sweater themed PJ party, which takes on a whole new spin. But it's just another way for you to kind of have fun, let your hair down a little bit, and have a little bit of a fun little theme night to start the voyage off. So very, very fun with the PJ party. For those of you who want a true, unique experience that you really can't get anywhere else, and you want to get that souvenir that truly does last a lifetime, I highly recommend stopping by Squid Ink, our onboard tattoo studio, and getting a tattoo by one of our renowned artists that are in residence. Virgin Voyages are the only ships at sea with tattoo studios on board, and our artists are renowned. They're from all over the world. They're in residence from anywhere from one voyage to up to 3 months, kind of depending. And now, just so you guys know, I did do the hard work for you. When I was on board in October, I did go to Squid Ink and I got a tattoo because I needed to be able to tell you guys about it and what the experience was like. Absolutely incredible. They've got flash options that you can choose from if you want to really remember Virgin Voyages. I chose a custom design. I worked with an artist who was on board, and she's Israeli. She was absolutely amazing. Really incredible experience. It's very, very clean. They're very, very professional. And I asked all the hard questions. So I asked them, guys, what happens when we are experiencing rough waters? And don't worry, they will stop tattooing you. They will reschedule your appointment. So you're not going to have a botched or wonky tattoo because the ship is a moving. It's absolutely incredible experience. And something that is very, very different and very unique to really commemorate your Virgin Voyages experience, if that is something that you want to do. If not, just go take a peek, see how cool it is in there, but do not feel obligated. But it is just something fun and very unique and original that we get to offer sailors. Moving on into the cabin experience, I know I listed those prices earlier, but now I'm going to show you a little bit more about our cabins and tell you a little bit more about them. Our first level is going to be our Insider Sea View and Sea Terraces. You can see that they've got a very bright, clean aesthetic. I think they're very, very beautiful cabins. They're very modern, very, very up to date. If you have ever stayed in a Citizen M hotel, you might feel like these look very familiar because we use the same architects for that and interior designers to work on our ships, which is kind of fun. They're going to come with some great little amenities. The Sea Terrace, I think, has the best amenity. It's going to be that red hammock that you see featured there in that bottom left photo. What better way to be cruising in the Med than to be sitting in that hammock watching these beautiful sights go by in the beautiful weather? Highly recommend booking a Sea Terrace. Of our cabins, we do have 86% of them in total on the ship that do feature a balcony, so we are very balcony heavy. However, we do have insiders and sea views and also solo insiders and sea views that come at a very competitive price point. My personal favorite features on and in these cabins is going to be number one, the mini fridge. So if you want to take advantage of that with maybe some of the grab and go options from the galley for food, or if you're wanting to bring some celebratory wine or bubbles on board, you can pop that into your fridge. But also we have carafes of water that are consistently refilled for you by your stateroom attendant. So if you're someone like me who likes to make sure you stay hydrated or wants to make sure that you have that water at the end of the night or the next morning, don't worry, you're going to have multiple carafes of water, which is great. They also feature a roomy rain shower, and then a tablet is going to be there to help control your cabin, whether that be lighting, closing your curtains, opening your curtains, utilizing the complimentary streaming options, which are new and current releases both for TV and for movies. But lots of great features in your cabin. You can see here, very, very vibey. We feature some fun lighting options, and again, a nod to our cheekiness. We've got a Zen option, a photo shoot option. Maybe you've partied a little too hard and you need the hangover option for some more lower key vibes, or you're feeling a little spicy, we've got to get it on option as well. So lots of fun to be had just in the cabins in that regard. And again, just I think really, really fun and unique features that you really won't find anywhere else. If you're someone who wants to live like a rock star and live the sweet life on board, we do have a lot of different suites for you. You can see the design and the overall aesthetic is just a little bit sexier, a little bit vibier than that first series of cabins. We feature our Rockstar and Mega Rockstar suites, and these are going to come with some additional perks and amenities. Now, the cabins I've just mentioned, that Insider Sea View and Sea Terrace, can accommodate a max of 4 people. This initial first tier of Rockstar cabins can only accommodate a max of 2 people because those beds do not split apart. So I always like to be very straightforward with you guys about that. But you're also going to get access to Richard's Rooftop, which is an exclusive area only for our suite guests on board. You get a complimentary happy hour every day with like Moet and Chandon champagne, which is amazing. There's different hot tubs up there. Really great respite for our Rockstar sailors. You're also going to get the first round of the in-room bar on Virgin Voyages. However, once you've drank it, it is gone. I don't even think that what I just said was grammatically correct, but once you've had those beverages, they are done. But enjoy them while you have them. And then you're also going to get priority booking access to dining reservations and shore excursions. So you get a little bit of a heads up on that and a little bit greater booking window and a a head start compared to sailors in the Sea View, Sea Terrace, and Insider cabins. But really beautiful suites. The cheeky corner and the suite aft suite come with bigger, or biggest terrace sizes. So if you want a little bit more outdoor space, those could be some really good options for you. But our Rockstar suites are definitely amazing and just very, very beautiful. And then if you really want to live the life of luxury and have the most all-inclusive experience that you can have with Virgin, you're going to want to go with one of our mega Rockstar suites. These range anywhere from 570 square feet to over 2,100, if you can believe it. The massive suite is very aptly named. You're going to get some additional perks and benefits, including some surprise and delights that your Mega Rockstar agent will tell you about when you're on board. But you're going to get access to Richard's Rooftop. You're going to get that priority booking rent window. But you're also going to get a daily drink allowance. So there's no need to buy a bar tab when you're a Mega Rock Star. And that will include beverages as well as a max of, I think, two complimentary bottles per day of either wine or something else. But you definitely get free drinks on board with your Mega Rock Star suite. You're also going to get daily access to the thermal suite at the Redemption Spa. You're going to get a private transfer to the terminal. You're going to get an unlimited and curated in-room bar. So if you're someone who loves a very specific type of whiskey and we carry that on board, we will put that in your cabin for you. If you want specific champagne or wine, we can definitely put that in there for you. And then you're also going to get premium Wi-Fi. So lots of great perks and benefits if you choose to go the Mega Rockstar way. But honestly, regardless of how you set sail, there is never a bad cabin and there's never a bad way to sail with Virgin because you're going to have an amazing experience in all of the other ship spaces and the eateries, going to the different shows. It's just going to be incredible, regardless of whether you're in a Mega Rockstar, a Sea View, or a Sea Terrace. So lots of great options for you, depending upon your budget and kind of what your needs are for a cabin. But again, Emily will be your best resource to helping you navigate that. So hopefully I've gotten you excited about sailing with Virgin and joining Emily on her Greek adventure next August. But I wanted to go over some highlights of our current offers for you guys. We are currently running our 80% off the second sailor and up to $300 in free bar tab promotion. The prices that I showed you earlier today is inclusive of this promotion, so it is not in addition to, it is inclusive of that. But whether you book the August Greek voyage, something before or something beyond, you're still going to get this incredible offer, our With Love from the Caribbean offer. And then because Emily is absolutely incredible, she advocated for some additional benefits for you guys. And because you guys attended this webinar tonight, if you book in the next week by December 15th, and actually, you know what, I'll give you an extra day or two if you need it. If you book by roughly December 15th, talk to Emily and Emily will talk to me. It's all good. We'll get you some additional onboard credit. So currently the offer would be free bar tab. So free drinks are included. We really don't run the free bar tab offer at all anymore. It is something that we really did away with earlier this year. So we were very excited to see it come back for this current promotion. But if you guys book within the next week or so, you're going to get some extra onboard credit to have greater spending power when you're on board. So maybe there's something in the shops that you see that you just have to have. You want to get a great pedicure, like I was telling you about. You can buy it with your onboard credit. If you want to get a tattoo, you can put your onboard credit towards that. Really, just about anything your onboard credit can be used for. Bar tab exclusively for drinks, onboard credit, just about everything else. So if you book an insider cabin, whether that be an insider or a sea view, unfortunately, you're not eligible for the bar tab offer, but you're going to get $50 in onboard credit per cabin. If you book a sea terrace, because Emily is so amazing, you're going to get $200 in onboard credit as well as that $200 bar tab. If you book a Rockstar suite, you're going to get $300 in onboard credit as well as that $200 bar tab. And for those Mega Rockstar sailors, you're going to get $200 in onboard credit. So really, really great value for you guys. Again, who doesn't love free money on their vacation? And so this is a really great way to just, I think, have an even better vacation without truly having to spend any more than you would on just the voyage fare itself. All right, I've been seeing that the chat has been going off, so I want to see if there's any questions in there. I think I let Anita back in, so hopefully she was able to get back in. Yes, Melinda, I love it. Your family knows how to be loud. We want people being loud in Gun Bay. Oh, good. Yes, Emily agreeing with me about the music at the PJ party too.
Oh yeah, the music is awesome.
Yeah, we feature one of the things that I think was feedback from when we first launched several years ago to what it is now. People were like, "Oh, the music," and I'm like, well, "I don't know what you're talking about," because the music is amazing. We have all different types of musical acts on board. Our DJs are incredible, and they're very different in terms of their flair and style as well, and where they're coming for around coming from around the world. But we also have like a Latin trio on board. We had this duo from. I think they were from Barbados. They're called Ocean Eyes. It's this husband-wife duo that does kind of covers, but in kind of more like a lo-fi kind of way. We have like folk music artists on board. We're very intentional about the music experience, both of what's piped in as well as our live music acts. And we have music literally going all the time. Live music, piped in music. It is truly everywhere on board, and it is very much something that we are very intentional about.
Yeah, my husband is a big music fan and he loved it. We're Caribbean, so when they started with the Afro beats and the
Yes,
reggae, we just had a blast.
I love that. All right, you guys, questions?
No questions? Oh, it looks like you answered everybody.
Yeah, I think you did a
Okay,
pretty good
Megan.
job going over it. I've never been on Virgin, so I'm looking forward to it.
Perfect. What kind of family tattoos are you guys wanting to get, Melinda?
I was it was probably going to be something very girly for all the ladies, so I'm
Love
not
it.
sure yet. But
I
if I
love
can get us all on a cruise, I'm like, it's tattoo time.
it.
And so, Megan, since you did tattoos on board before, how is the reservation?
Yeah, so it was, I will say, I think it depends on the voyage, how it kind of goes. I was actually shocked that I was able to get an appointment because I booked a piercing appointment because we can also do piercings on board as well. I got my ear pierced in a different spot. But I was asking the studio manager, I was like, "Hey, are there any tattoo appointments left?" And I ended up actually getting it on the very last day in Santorini, like as we were like leaving and heading back to Athens that night.
Mhm.
And if it had been the other tattoo artist, because we usually have at least two tattoo artists in residence, sometimes three, but it's usually about two. If it had been the other tattoo artist, I wouldn't have done it because I didn't like his style. But it was quite easy. I would say if you know that you want to get it and you want to make sure that you don't miss out on the opportunity, book it on embarkation day. There will be a time slot and it'll show up in your Virgin Voyages app of, okay, this is when you go to Squid Ink and then you make your appointment. Our tattoo artist will do consultations with you. They will talk you through the deposit and what the overall pricing process is going to be as well. I will be very honest with you guys. It's a novelty, right? So it is going to come at a little bit higher price point than probably you would be maybe used to in your different places. But for me, I was like, I'm not really spending, too much on other souvenirs. And there has been some stuff that had been happening in my life that I was like, I want to get this and like use that as basically my big souvenir from this trip. So wonderful experience. I love that they were very, I think, transparent with me about what my inspiration was about the appointment, just everything. We try really hard to make sure that you are very informed at every step of the way with that.
Awesome. It looks like wants to get a mega rock star cabin. All right,
Heck
Miss
yeah.
Lisa. That's right.
I have sailed with people who have been mega rock stars, and like there was a group on that voyage in particular, but that I went on in October in the Med. Most of the people I was sailing with were in mega rock star cabins, and I was like, man, I'm just a peasant in my sea terrace, but I get to hang out with them and like take advantage of some of their benefits, which was great.
So is that possible? Say if I got a mega rock star suite and I wanted my group to come up and have a couple of drinks with me, they can come to my cabin, right?
They can. If you want to do that, we'll talk about that offline because we'll have to get a little bit strategic. But yes,
Okay.
they can.
Yeah, that's why me and my sister were talking about it. We were talking about doing the Mega Rockstar, but we didn't know how many other people we could have in the room. Like, what
Yeah,
would that look
so
like?
so it really just depends on if you're asking your Mega Rockstar agent to get you a bunch more alcohol. If you can function with what you have in your in-room bar, no problem. It's not going to be an issue. But it's when like one of the gals who I was with, she got a little drunk one night and we're coming back from the Manor, which is the nightclub on board. And she had like a whole conga line of like people that followed her to the massive suite. And I'm just like, girlfriend. And then we came when we were on board for a different thing, like a month or so later, as I had another friend who did a bid for the massive suite, got it. And she was wanting to host something, and they were like, no. And I told our other friend, I was like, you're the reason why she can't have this. I need you to know that. She's like, I do know because she just, she had just like a little bit too much fun. And so there, we just have to make sure that we're monitoring things, in that kind of a way. But I would say if you want to have like, a handful of people to your room, and just like have some drinks and all of that, like not a problem. You can invite them to your room, whatever, as well. Like it truly doesn't matter. You have your own hot tub, at the Massive Suite as well. So not every Mega Rockstar has that, but the Massive Suite does have its own hot tub, which is kind of fun. So.
Awesome, awesome. So, since we're going to be a good size group, are there any like perks or anything like that for groups? Maybe like priority seating at the restaurant or anything like that?
Yes, you and I can talk about that offline because we're in the middle of revamping our groups program, so we can chat about that in January.
Okay.
Um, how many can be in the suite? So when it comes to sailors, like sailing in the suite, that is their cabin. With Mega Rock Stars, there are three of the four cabins that can accommodate four, but two people will share each bed. So that's that. In the traditional Rockstar cabins, they can only accommodate two in terms of sailors having that as their cabin. But then if you want to invite a few people to your cabin to hang out, maybe have a few drinks, it's not there's not like a restriction, but there's a restriction. So it's kind of a fine line, but yeah.
I don't see any other questions. Anyone, please, if you like, you can come off mute and ask your questions. I know we have a couple of my travel agent partners on the line. If you guys have questions for your guests that are coming along with us in August, please don't hesitate to ask. All right, well, they're quiet. Looks like you did the thing,
I
Megan.
have a question.
All right,
Yes.
Connie, lay it on us.
I missed the part about the pricing. Can you go over that again? Like, is it that price per person, or do we split that between
We
two that are in a cabin?
We do our pricing per cabin. So reach out to Emily or your travel agent if they're on this call, and they will be able to assist you with pricing. The pricing I listed earlier very much is like starting because we have multiple cabin categories in each of those initial categories. So reach out to your travel agent and they'll be able to assist you with very specific pricing for this voyage or any other voyage you're interested in.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome. But I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready to party overnight in Mykonos because Mykonos is a hot, hot, hot spot. And I'm so glad we are going to be there overnight. I've not been on a cruise ship that allowed you to stay overnight in one place and party till the sun came up. So I'm here for it.
I love it. Well, thank you all for joining this evening. And yeah, any questions, definitely feel free to reach out to Emily. She'll be a great resource for you, but we can't wait to see you on board in August or sooner or beyond. But have a wonderful rest of your Sunday, and we'll see you on board soon.
Thanks again so much, Megan. Thank you.
Of course. Bye, everyone.